I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to yet another player review. A player that I've wanted to review for the last few days. Didn't get round to it. Now I have. It is, of course, Totssf Vela. It is the red pick version as well. The video of red picks for this account, as well as a bunch of other packs, will be up on the Patreon today at some point for members. So if you are a member, look forward to that. If you're not a member, then maybe considering becoming part of that Patreon family, I suppose. So 96 team of the season, let's just call him that, Totssf Vela. Currently coming in at between 180 and 280. The Xbox price is by far the most expensive, which is not something we've seen an awful lot this year. PlayStation and PC prices tend to be the ones that are more expensive, and Xbox tend to be on the floor. Not this time around. 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot. High-low work rates in favour of attacking, of course. Left-footed, bear that in mind because of the weak foot. And an average body type with 96 acceleration, 96 sprint speed, 94 agility and balance, 96 reactions, 99 ball control, 98 dribbling, 96 composure. Mark my words, this is a sensational card in terms of stats. Some of the highest you will find in the game across the board in general. 99 finishing, positioning and long shots with only 89 shot power, which is a little bit, I wouldn't even say, it's not really a letdown, because with the Hawk chem style in particular, if I just apply that here on my screen, the shot power goes to 99, and of course the acceleration sprint speed go up to 99. You get a nice little strength boost. That's only at 85, of course. The jumping was at 82. It's at 92. The aggression goes from 72 to 82. That is a big difference. And then, of course, 98 short passing, 98 vision, 95 crossing. Realistically speaking, you've got a 98 rated attacker in any position across the front. 4 positions, that obviously being left wing, right wing, striker, cam. That is an impressive card. I mean, massive downside realistically to someone like Totssf Vela, without talking about stats or anything of that nature, it's the links, right? Getting him to link in to a team is almost impossible. Well, maybe a stretch too far. I say almost impossible. It is in the sense of you have to go and buy team of the season cards or use your icons or whatever it may be. There's nothing sort of like you can't really link him into a French league team or an Italian league team without using players you wouldn't really want to use. You know, I've seen people who will in weekend league, you'll come up against them and they've got Nani on the left, but then they're using this sort of silver Portuguese MLS left back that they sub out straight away for their favourite team of the season, maybe it's Alphonso Davies or Regulon or whatever it may be. I can't be dealing with that. And if you're into that sort of thing, you don't mind pressing pause at the beginning of every game, making a quick sub, then fine. You'll be able to link him in quite easily, I would have thought, with a Mexican MLS right back. But if you're like me and you don't like doing that, then yeah, a bit annoying really. But that being said, we've got Zambrotta at right back. We've also got that Colombian teammate there, forget his name, it's just a name that I probably wouldn't be able to pronounce anyway, but he's there linking him in, of course, and we do have that, I'm going to call him Gil, that's not what his name is, but I'm going to call him Gil anyway, him up front, and then of course we've got that new player moments, Lucas. Ogbonna playing left back is not an ideal player to have there. In fact, that defence in general is questionable at best, but it did a job, you know. Weren't really looking at the defenders, I was looking more at my attacking options, and Totssf Vela's attacking range is fantastic. He has, I mean, that's an assist there, a loose assist because Lucas did most of the work, sure, but definitely something worth mentioning. But Totssf Vela played cam for most of it, and I think the reason that I wanted to do that was A, to get him more involved, but B, he has such a good range of attacking skills, his passing, his vision, his pace, his skills, and of course his finishing as well as his dribbling and all the rest of it. It seems like a bit of a waste to have him out there on the byline, where essentially all I'm going to do is run down and cut back. I want him there scoring the goals. I want him on the end of these things. That is a fantastic finish, well controlled, drilled into sort of the mid-range of the goal. He is a very, very good player. I know all of you can sense a but coming, and you know exactly what the but is going to be. His weak foot is not very good at all. It is the reason why some shots go completely wide and why others, of course, then go in when you hit them in exactly the same position with the strong foot. He just doesn't have very good accuracy with that right foot. There were several occasions, I think I've left a couple of them in, but there were several occasions where you threw on goal and you're thinking, right, this is going to go in the back of the net, no questions asked, and he either misses the target completely or the goalkeeper makes a routine save because the shot just simply wasn't good enough. That combined potentially with the base shot power and the poor weak foot isn't ideal. He does have a very nice set of, wait for it, traits. That was a right-footed finish, by the way. He should have hit the target. I'm not saying he should have scored, but he should have hit the target there, definitely. He didn't, because it was on his weaker side, and then quite a similar situation, and he puts it in the back of the net with his stronger foot. It's really, really annoying that they didn't bump him up to a 4-star, 4-star. What I was going to say, he's got outside of the foot shot trait, which is something that for weak foot players, you can, and there's another right-footed effort, you can get by with a 3-star weak foot with an outside of the foot shot trait, because obviously sometimes you'll get into an area where you're thinking, right, well, I don't really want to shoot here because I'm on his weaker side, but if he uses the outside of that left foot, we'll be fine, and he just doesn't do it. You know, there was that instance where I just said and he missed the target again. He could have used the outside of the left foot, and to be honest, I'd anticipated him actually doing that, and he didn't do it, and then that obviously cost us the chance. So to have that 3-star weak foot is definitely annoying. It is something that I'm not happy about, something that I wish was different. He's got the flair, finesse shot, leadership trait, which apparently makes... I don't know how much I would read into this. The leadership trait is a trait apparently that sort of allows him to get the team going, if that makes sense. It's a really weird one. Apparently he gives them like a boost or something. I don't know. If you know exactly what that leadership trait does, please try and explain it to me, because I'm a little bit confused by it. Like, what does it actually do? Because sometimes, or not all the time actually, you'll have like technical dribbler, but it only applies to CPU AI controlled players. Same with the playmaker. It only applies to CPU. So the leadership isn't applying to CPU. The leadership actually applies to us. So apparently it's something we can do. So whether it's, I don't know, whether it's like commands you can shout, or I don't know. It's a weird one. I'm not really sure what the situation is with that. But anyway, with that being said, realistically, the only weaknesses worth mentioning are the links to other players, and of course then the weak foot, which with the outside of the foot shot trait, realistically you shouldn't have that much of a problem. But I did have one or two instances where he should have hit the target, he should have done better, he should have hit it with the outside of the left foot, and he just didn't. Just bear that in mind. Aside from that, and I know I've spent a lot of time on that sort of negative side of his game, this card is one of the best, if not the best, I've used this year. He is absolutely sensational. He's such a good dribbler of the ball. His work rates are fantastic. High-low means that he's just on the front foot constantly. His short passing is accurate. His finishing when hit with the left foot is clinical, and his strength for someone who is only 5'10" is 90 with a Hawk chem style, or 85 without it, and that means that he can hold up the ball very well and then allow other players to run around in behind and then allow you to play that ball through to them. He is just a very good all-round player. Whether you bring him off the bench, like I know a lot of people do with Nani, or whether you try and squeeze him into a starting 11 is obviously entirely up to you. Personally, depending on what player you have to use to squeeze him in there, for example, if you've got an icon right back, which I know a lot of people do, if you've got an icon right back, then yeah, I wouldn't really find that too much of a problem. If you've got maybe an icon centre mid that you can maybe get half a link with, I would even want him in the team if it meant that he's only on 7 chem. I'm okay with that these days, because I think the positives far outweigh the negatives. Having this guy on 7 chem is far better than having like Lozano, for example. Lozano's at like the FUT birthday card. That's a great card, don't get me wrong, but I would much rather have Carlos Vela in the team and then have Lozano as my super sub than the other way round, because I want to get more out of this card. For around 180k, 200k, I think that is a pretty decent price point, and I would definitely recommend this to anyone who asked. If you have enjoyed this player review, do me a favour and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.